Hey everyone. It is Jane with the Let's Get Loud podcast, and we are not together today.
We have been together quite a bit for our
I know.
podcast. I
I
think that
personally like that.
I do too.
Yeah, I think the people on YouTube like it as well.
It is fun. Well, if we can fit that in our schedule, we can fit it in our schedule. But
Yes, of course. Okay, wait. Last week's podcast, everyone loved it. They
yes,
listened to it.
why did they love it?
Because I think we were
Actions.
just on fire. I remember us being at the table and just being like, well, geez, oh, that was an amazing podcast.
Okay.
A lot of people commented on YouTube as well. And one girl was like, I love that you guys still have that passion after all these years. Like, because we're so like in it when we're talking about it, which yeah, for sure. We definitely still have that passion. Like even
Oh my gosh. When
like
you get
especially when we're
going,
together, especially when we're together.
yeah. Or when you get, oh, this is a great conversation.
Oh, okay.
Should we talk about how upset that person was that you were eating a donut on the
Oh,
internet?
right. Yes.
That has gotten that, like, that makes me passionate. You need to see
Yeah.
her.
There's been a few things in the past couple weeks where I'm like, man, like there's still and we knew it, but it's just we're so in our space and we like always talk like online. So our followers and whatever, like the people in our space know what we're about. And so they typically follow us because they like what we have to say. So having some sort of negativity like that rarely happens, you guys, unless you're on TikTok.
TikTok
Fucking
is a
TikTok. Hey, man, that was a ride.
you
Um,
need to have thick skin to be on TikTok.
Yeah, if you want to, like, yeah. And honestly, there's tons of people that are doing TikTok that got like popular, and you can tell they're still getting affected by it because of the way they respond. Like, they still respond to these things. And so, like, I responded in my stories because it created a conversation with my followers.
Yes.
However, to that person, I didn't make a reel about the thing. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
giving that another, more energy
Yeah.
or more attention. But definitely like in my stories, I was like, oh, this is perfect. You know what I mean? To talk about what she had to say. And it was just a rude comment about like me eating a donut. She's like, I would never show up on social media and promote.
I have the comment. I have the
Oh,
comment.
go for it. Go for it.
No way I'd eat a wheat, deep fried, sugar laden, no nutritional value, tons of calories donut and then show myself doing it on social media.
Mm.
Like, so much to unpack there. Also, the like whole thing where it's almost like she's saying like showing it on social. Like
Yeah,
that part
I
like
would do
got
it.
me.
I would do it secretly, but I would
Yeah.
never show it on social. I'm like, girl, like that's the real life. Like that, then that's reality for you. These are your choices. That's like, oh my God.
And it almost came back to again, her being like upset that you were saying like a donut's fine. And then her basically, well, what about vegetables? No one needs anyone to tell them on the internet that vegetables are good for them. No one.
No one, not one
No
motherfucker.
one.
And also like never do I promote to do that. I just say it's okay, it's accessible, it's a thing, it exists, and then you kind of do your thing, right? And people struggle with that, always making it about what you're not saying, and not what you are actually saying. So, anyways, people got my back on that one.
They
Um,
did.
they
Our followers that were like
yeah.
explaining why. And anyway, they got into it. Whew.
And then I got a lot of like private DMs are like, why is she following you? I'm like, she is not. Like she's not following me. Like reels are seen by everyone, not just your
Yeah.
followers. So like that's how they find you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was quite interesting. But honestly, I feel like I don't know, the energy that I'm getting from society these days is I feel well, first of all, I said that this morning. I feel like this summer was so good for everyone's soul. Like I feel like everyone's like smiling, like what a great summer. Because everyone got their vacation and it was nice.
Okay. Wow.
It's everyone because it was nice all
Everyone.
the time. It was literally nice all the time. So I haven't heard someone that's like, my vacations were last week and it was like a rainy week. You know what I mean? You're like, I'm so sorry. Like literally you're living for this one week. So I feel like everyone's like heart is content with this summer. So there's more of a positive vibe going on. That's what I'm feeling. Or maybe that's just in my heart while I'm at the grocery store. I feel like everyone's happy.
I do feel like you have had an incredible summer. You're
And,
hilarious right
and
now.
honestly, I didn't even do anything special. It was just the weather, it just in itself, right?
Pause. your life is so amazing. Like for some people, going on a boat on the water is something they do special, like once a summer, maybe.
I see. I see. Yeah.
Right? You did
Right.
so many, you romanticized your life. Have you heard that? It's like a thing on the internet.
Yeah.
So it's just like romanticizing like the little things. So like sitting with
Right.
your coffee on your porch,
Yes. Yes.
hugging your child, like that,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Just
you
like
really
little
did
things.
that.
Yeah. True. Really. Yeah. Everything was like exciting and fun and oh my goodness. But as much as there's that side of the world or that side of society, there is still the side of society that like needs a lot of just letting people do their thing and not like
Oh.
I'm like even thinking something rude is fine, but it's like the writing it is like the next level of it. And I'm like, that's where we need to like step one is what your thoughts are your thoughts. And then, okay, what am I going to do with these thoughts? And then there's time there's time that passes before you like write something. So I'm like, oh, we just need to all work together here on this skill of not being upset with everyone. Okay.
Okay, so I've seen you on the internet as well. So you were living your best life in the summer, and then it seems
Right.
lately there's a little bit more of a shift to like daily intentions, your schedule.
Yeah, yeah,
How
yeah.
is that going?
Jeff was like, I was working, it was like 9:30 on Monday night. And he's like, okay, you're back into work mode after not working all summer. I'm like, absolutely. And now I'm like excited. But anyways, yeah. So how's that going? So fun. And I feel like it's just this is the way, like when I have things that I want to accomplish, like, oh, this is a day that I want to accomplish something. There are days where I'm like, we'll see how it goes type of thing. Like today is there's less to accomplish. And there's other days where there's way more to accomplish. Having like intentionally wanting to do something. So calorie deficit is also something that you would want to accomplish, right?
Yes.
So for me, accomplishing is like my list of tasks. So Vivipo, when you have like, I have two businesses that are very like fitness, weight loss. So September is a big time for us, whereas summer it's more like down. You know what I mean? So it's like both businesses are busy and like have things to do, a lot of canvas. So it's like, okay, just the list is longer right now in both. So I need to be productive. I want to like create these things. I have a list of shit I need to do. Same with calorie deficit. Okay, I want this as a result. This is something that I want to accomplish.
And
So
if you like anything that you want to accomplish,
Mhm.
big scale, like big goals, or little every single day, you have to be intentional.
Yeah,
Like,
and have a system to be intentional.
exactly. So I feel like sometimes people don't even consider that piece to the puzzle when it's accomplishing goals. We just go to our actions.
Mhm.
And then it's like we didn't pause to take the time to say to ourselves, okay, I need to be intentional. And here's the piece, stay connected to
Mhm.
it every single day.
Yes, and a different way to say stay connected, which we say all the fucking time, is give attention to your intentions. Give it
Yes.
attention.
Yes.
So whether it's like if you see yourself like always forgetting that you had intended to do a certain thing, you need to find a system to give it attention. So some of you, the problem or the first step is actually having intentions. You don't even do that. And others, they set intentions but don't follow through. So it means you're not giving any attention to your intentions. Which will not give you results. Like if you are not doing what you said, well, I mean, we just said it, right? At the end of the day, if you do not
What are you looking for over there, little
a
buddy?
fucking pen,
Good thing your friend got you a whole pack of pens for your
and I
birthday.
think the whole pack of pen is on the other table.
Well,
I haven't been in this office, so I'm
guys,
like,
Jose is the person that like pens are just like not necessary or not a required investment. And I'm like, you are a business lady. You need a nice pen.
I'm like, it's so funny how I'm like, oh, like I need one, but then
You
like,
would go to the doctor's office and you'd be like, ooh, free pens. It's like the shittiest pen. You would use it for 3 months.
yes,
One pen.
while she's like going to get my file, you know what I mean? Steal her pens. Oh, I wanted to write something. I wanted to write something so bad to not forget, but then I forgot in this whole thing because I don't know what I was gonna write.
Okay, so we're talking about paying attention and being intentional. And I love that you kind of addressed like if you're not getting results. And this is an important conversation as a part of this because several things can happen. You can set intentions, but not follow through with them.
Mhm.
Or you could also set intentions, follow through with them, and not get results.
Mhm. Yeah.
And if any of those things are happening, it doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean you wasted time. This was a learning process. And what do, everyone? We adjust.
Yes.
Like we adjust.
Adjust. And I feel like, okay, when you want to accomplish, I like that word right now, like the way you want to like you want to accomplish this. Often what gets people to be like, okay, I'm going to start a system, they're already thinking of that time in their life where that system is not going to work for them. So like, let's wait until like it's going to work forever and ever in what I can, like in the future that I'm imagining. And I'm like, no, if you can accomplish today what you want and it works in your day today, don't think about the fact that tomorrow. So the reason I'm saying that is because this week is the last week with the kids or no school, and then next week school. Okay, so we're obviously recording a week ahead here, but I like right now my weight training is after my workout at 7 a.m. I will not be able to do that next week. School starts at like 6 a.m. Does your school start right early?
What time? Chelsea gets really upset about the start of school time. I think it's great.
Oh, all good, but it's 30 minutes earlier than last year. 30 minutes.
Oh, that's aggressive.
Yeah, so it starts like they have to be, it starts at 8:05
Oh, okay.
where it was 8:35, and then so the bus will probably pass like at well come through at 7:45 versus 8:15.
Big
There's like, you know
difference.
what I mean? That's 30 minutes less of chill. Like we're chill over here at the
Yeah,
corner.
you guys, I see your morning routines. That's our 8:05 is our time. And like my kids leave the house at 7:45.
But let's say they all of a sudden say 7:15. You'd be like,
Absolutely.
oh my God, like, you know, it doesn't matter what time it is, it's still 30 minutes less in your routine of what you typically do. So it's like, it's not, they'll be up, no, it's just, it's 30 minutes less of, hey, what's up? You know what I mean? Like we're chill, and then there's less minutes to chill. Anyway, so that means that for sure after my spin class, I'm gonna have to head here and like
Yeah.
get them ready for school and not
Yeah.
have that. But like I'm not stopping myself from getting into that system this week because I have access to that. Like that's
Yeah.
what I want to do this week. I'll figure out next week when next week comes. So
Yeah.
I wanted to share that because I feel like people could learn from that of like I wanted to do weight training this week. That's what works for me. Next week, it's not going to work. I'll figure out next week. You know what I mean?
Yes, I feel the exact same way. Like people often, we saw it in an extreme during the pandemic where people were like, oh my gosh, I'm home all the time. How am I ever going to create a deficit? Because I have access to the fridge. And we were just like, calm down, everyone.
Yeah.
And then when everyone went back to work, oh my gosh, how am I going to create a deficit?
Yeah.
And there's danger when we connect external circumstances to the reason for our success.
Or
That
our behaviors.
like the reason why your weight training is not because you have the time after spin, it's because you're prioritizing it.
Because I want to. So
It's literally as simple as that.
it literally is as simple as that. So I'm like, people tend to think that external circumstances is why they behave a certain way. And I'm like,
Yes.
behave that way because you want to behave that way.
Yes.
And whatever you want to do, and no matter the circumstance, you will figure it out.
Yes.
So
Like,
that,
people say to me, like, oh, you're so lucky you get to walk during the day. And you know what? I am very grateful that I do have the flexibility.
choices,
First of all, not luck. I created that. Second of all, when I didn't have that, I used to get up at 4:45 in the morning and go to the gym
and
because it
also
was
how
a
many people
priority.
work from home and don't go for a walk?
That's
A
the
million.
thing as well.
It's like, oh, you're so lucky you don't have kids, so that's why it might be easier if you create a calorie deficit. I'm sorry, how many overweight people don't have kids? A lot of them. So like, it's not kids or not kids, you know, it's not a circumstance. I'm like, because you can always find an example of someone that is in that situation. You can always find someone that does not have kids and still lives in a bigger body and is not happy with their body and doesn't do anything with it.
I feel like if the world could just accept their environment, their resources, and work within what they have available to them every single day, more shit would get done.
Yeah, I would almost switch the word accept to embrace. Like, this is my situation, you know, parce que accepting it like, ben, c'est ça que c'est.
Yeah.
Like, did you really accept? Embracing it means I see options.
I like it.
Opportunities. I see that like these, I'm embracing the fact that this is my situation, then we can move forward, you know? But yeah, no, self-awareness is top of what is needed in society. If we could all just be more aware, more awake, like, oh, I see that I could do this. And also more receptive to ideas or a different way to do things. Like if you are asking someone for advice and they tell you there could be this, and you always have something why you can't do that, then you're not in a space where you want to solve your problem. You like it there, it's comfortable to you, just say that.
I
Just say
had
that.
this
I like it
moment.
here.
I had that exact moment, a conversation with someone a couple days ago that was just saying, I've disconnected. What do I do?
Yeah.
And every piece of advice, there was a reason why that was hard for them or that didn't work for them. And I just felt like saying, I don't think you're ready or want to make a change. Like that's
Maybe you
okay
don't want
too.
to change, and that's totally fine. But how freeing is it to just say, I don't want to make a change? But it's hard to say that because if you're not like, sometimes it's accepting or embracing that you're not societal's like avatar perfection. Like a lot of people are like, I want to lose weight. Why? Because you're overweight. That's not a good one. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, because you think overweight is being bad. Do you think that, like, what else is the reason why you want to lose weight?
Yeah.
We need more here than just you
Yeah.
being overweight.
Yeah.
That's just, you know, a state of being. Like, it's not,
And
and
also
so
on
what?
top
And
of
so what? You could not
and
be
on
there.
top of that, perspective. Like
Yeah,
you look at one person and two people would say overweight, someone else says not. Like
yeah,
no one's in charge of this
yeah,
but you.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay, so back to intentions. You're
Yeah.
setting your intentions. I'm seeing them on the internet.
Yeah, I'm just like showing people. Do you know how many people was like, what app do you use? Like for my hourly thing, I'm like, it's the calendar in your
Okay.
phone. So I'm like, there's nothing special about it. It's literally just the calendar on the phone because that's what I wanted to use and that's easy for me. They're like, okay, I like that. And then so that's like just how I like my like to-do list or how I'm gonna spend my time. And
Yeah.
it's the productivity goes higher for sure.
Big time.
Because as an entrepreneur and as someone that's like, you are in charge of how you spend your time, literally,
Yeah.
there's no one watching you. You could literally
Yeah.
fuck all day.
Yeah.
You could. Okay. So like if you're not like, if you're like, my intentions are to be productive. How do I set myself up to be successful? There are other days where my intention is not to be productive. It's to do nothing. You know what I mean? Like today's to be a mom. So that would be the only thing all day. But then like there are some days I'm like, tomorrow, spend your time wisely. And people like us that are like, okay, you're sitting in our office. How many people would love our flexibility, but they don't know how to spend their time? And we do that sometimes. Like Leisha will be like, I'm like sitting at my desk and I don't know like what to do. Like especially like after like big events, we're like, oh, we spent so much time doing that. And it's like we're kind of shifting our energy or pivoting our focus. But yeah, no, sitting there, I'm like, okay, from 9:30 to 10:30, I'm not thinking of anything else other than podcasts. It really
Yeah.
helps to just like narrow down the list because the list is never ending. Am I doing emails? Am I doing Canvas? Am I on Kajabi? Am I on the internet? It's just so having that for me really helps. I even put like shower because sometimes time passes and you're like, I didn't put in shower and I thought I was going to do this for an hour and there's only 32 minutes left, you know?
Yeah, no, it's serious. I literally have shower on my to-do list.
Yeah.
Like
Shower, walking, any exercise
walking, anything.
needs to be put in there. Like,
Absolutely. And then it's there. It's something that I really want to point out here. And guys, we're doing this intentions workshop because for so many reasons, but like, I don't want to say I'm seeing people doing it wrong, but it's like, it's a very simple concept, but I think we can really tighten up and tweak and like really be better. I'm not using the right language. I don't like the language I'm using. Practice. It's a skill. It's a skill.
yeah. It's not even like better or best. I see what you're saying. More connected to
Impactful.
results. Impactful, like actually like connected to results. Like
Yes.
there's ways to tweak it so that you up your chances of actually achieving the goal. You know?
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we're going to spend 2 whole days, you guys, talking about how to set intentions. What are the right intentions? Little things that you can do to increase your results. And then day 2 is going to be very intention weight loss focused. So day 1's really like the how we do intentions. And
Yeah.
then the day two is like, how do we do intentions for weight loss?
Yes, because we've seen different templates or different ways, which like there's different ways. The way I do it is different than Alicia.
Yeah.
What matters is my way works and her way works.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's what we want to help you with, is basically making sure that whatever way you do, it works for you.
And what I really liked when you were talking about your intentions of getting shit done. So let's say Jose wrote, I will be very productive. It'll be a very productive work day. That is her one of her intentions for the day. And then you ask yourself, how?
Yeah.
The how isn't really your intention. The how is almost like your to-do list that will make that happen.
In regards to that goal or that, yeah.
Yeah. So
Your
like for
intention.
you, how? Take the time to put it in my calendar. Like that's a very, and it's a tangible thing. Check. Maybe for you, it's put my phone in the kitchen for the hour that I'm working doing Canvas.
Yeah.
Maybe your how is also telling my family members, this is what's happening.
Mhm.
So really, we're going to train your brain to think about your intention
Mhm.
and then say, okay, how will I accomplish that? And make sure that gets prioritized.
And just that, just like how I do it in my calendar, like there's some people that are like, I don't have an iPhone. I'm like, there's something else on your phone. Or there, you know what I'm like, it's not okay. But then do you like the idea of it? Find your own way. It's a piece of paper. It's some of you had that in your old house. I don't know if you have in your new house, but like a gros tableau that you guys were writing all your things. Like that could be your way. Is it your agenda? Like find something. Go to Staples. They have pretty things for you if that's what you want to do. But like for me, that's easy. I'd like to, I think the internet or the people of the podcast would like this. So today, my intentions are different than like yesterday, even if it's calorie deficit, because my intentions today are yesterday, create a calorie deficit. The day before, what were we? Yeah, create a calorie deficit. Weekends rarely is the intention to create a calorie deficit. It's like intention, these are different. Like just like eat when no, don't overeat. Like mostly that's what I do on the weekends. Anyways, so I wrote that today I want to be less intuitive and more aware. So like because I love just in like I don't know what I'm gonna eat for lunch. I'm fine with that. I love the like freedom of that.
Let's be
However,
honest. I know exactly what you're going to eat for lunch.
I can surprise you. Sometimes it's just like gonna be a piece of, sometimes it's a protein bar. Like, you know what I mean? There's only so many options, absolutely. But of the options, Alicia, you never know. Okay. So today I want to be less intuitive and more aware. And then I wrote like how I am going to be able to do that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Not just I'm going to do that, but like how,
Yes.
because this is different for me. And I typically I'd say like listen to my hunger, whatever. But then today I want to like up my game. I want to like,
Yes.
okay, more, less intuition and more awareness. So I said like the reason why I knew that the people were like reading my things on the internet. So I'm going a little bit more
Detailed.
so I want to create a calorie deficit lifestyle. So I want to be extra mindful of my meals, but also my behavior. So that's the awareness piece of it. But then I wrote, look at portions, look at labels, more reflection on my hunger before a meal. Like that's like that for me is
Amazing.
aware in my life. Then I wrote no judgment, no drama. It's what I want. I knew I needed to say to the internet that that's what I wanted because they think that I'm being forced to, you know. It's
Yes.
like I definitely put more on the internet than what real life, like what I would send Nadia, because I don't have to convince her that I'm okay and I'm not dieting. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But sometimes the internet, they need more of me saying like, this is what I want. Like I actually want to create awareness. And the reason why I'll share this, the reason why is because the scale is not going down. And I'm like, interesting. I would think that my behaviors towards my intuition would give me a calorie deficit, but it is not. So then it's like, I'm just going to up my game. Like no drama. Like I have access to today. There's always access for more. So I'm like, I'm just going to be a little bit more aware today to create more awareness around what I'm eating. Less intuition, more awareness. Done. That's my
Boom.
like reaction, si tu veux, towards the fact that the scale is like, we're staying put. Like I'm not going down. It's not going up, but it's staying put. So I'm like, okay, this is not enough. I don't like to say that, but it's not enough for me to do a deficit. I'll just create awareness and then choose if I like that. You know what I mean? Like, then there's always the choice. I don't need to be thinner. I don't need, you know what I mean? It's like, I just want to like, I'm really open to making those changes. So we'll see, you know?
Oh,
Oh my
I
God.
hope you guys like can just really listen to the way that we think and process and plan and adjust. And that's the skill, you guys. That's the skill that we want to give you. That's what we're going to be sharing with you in the webinar. And that's what is required to create weight loss, to create any result. You can actually take this and apply it to anything. And Jose's goal, let's say goal is calorie deficit. So your intention is not like it. Sometimes I see people and they skip the intention and they just go to the to-do list, or they don't have a to-do list with the intention. You need both.
Right. And it's like, oh no. Oh, are you
What's
still
happening?
there? Oh, okay. Oh my God, it's my mom calling. And so I was like, you were no longer there, and it was like closed. I'm just gonna talk.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Panic.
Um,
So
I'm
what I was saying, guys, while Jose does this is, again, we need that goal, but then you need your intention and then you need your how. The intention is anchoring your to-do list, but the to-do list is anchoring the results. Like if you're saying, I'm going to be more mindful today, but then you have not, how are you going to do that?
yeah.
I'm going to eat nutrient-dense food today. How? I'm going to move my body today. How?
How
Like
and when? Yes.
how, when, the more detail, the better.
Yeah, and I think that that's the connection as well. Like it's like, okay, I've said that I want a calorie deficit, but I was very aware that like obviously it's not coming. Okay, so how can I like really specify how I'm going to do that today so that I can like give attention to that. You know what I mean? So there are days where it's more specific than others. And also if you have this list of like just the to-do list, but not really the intention behind the list, and you never do the list, maybe you don't want the intention. So people think they need to want weight loss. Like they think they need to want that, yet they never, and they know what the list is. I will be doing this and I will, and they never do the thing. Okay. Maybe you haven't connected to the fact that you don't want weight loss right now because you're not doing the thing for weight loss. You can't just want the result. You need to want the things that need to happen to get the result.
Yes.
That's really wanting the result, you guys.
Yes. But in that same breath, I need you guys to know that results don't only come from being on a diet, being deprived. To get weight loss, you just need to create a calorie deficit. And that can be done in the most beautiful, authentic way when you are mindful.
Yes. When you connect to what you actually, how you want to do that. And honestly, you could like, I don't even say like, I want weight loss or I want to lose weight. It's like, I want to create a calorie deficit lifestyle.
Because you're in charge of that.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I want to create a calorie deficit lifestyle. And it's more like of an experiment or like a showing up a certain way than just like a result. Like I want to lose weight. That's very much like, okay, but like how? So it's like, I want to create a calorie deficit lifestyle. I love that way better. So if you guys want to use that, then just saying, I want to lose weight, they mean the same thing. But it's like, then it's I'm creating a calorie deficit lifestyle than just, I want to lose weight. Like, there's just more responsibility there. There's also more like, experimenting, right? More fun. It's definitely more exciting. And I was doing my group coaching en français, which went so well.
Yay.
Yeah. So I had like 3 or 4 questions and
amazing.
crushed it, loved it. And that's it. There was one girl that was like, okay, I want to create a calorie deficit. I haven't for the past 2 years. It's what I wanted. She was very aware of it. She was like living her best life. And she's like, I want to live my best life while creating a calorie deficit. But she's like, that's just not what I wanted. She's like, now I want to start, like, where to start? Like, what would you tell me? And I'm like, first of all, I hope you're excited. Like, this is an exciting season. You're like, ooh, like, because it's all about you and you get to choose. And so I kind of coached her on that. But I think that our new coachings on Mondays is going to, like, that's also new at Your Weight Loss, you guys, like just a group coaching where people ask us questions and we coach them right on the spot. You can watch the recording, but also be a part of it. Anyways, it's good. It's really fun.
Oh, I'm glad that went well. And that's what we're doing at our physical locations as well. So if you guys are in the Moncton Shediac area, please come see us Saturday mornings between 8 and 9. We are there. Even if you're not a member, come check us out and see if it's something you want that would add value to your life. It's been the reason why we're doing the group coaching experience is because we learn so much from each other. Yeah. And when that woman, when she was vulnerable enough to say, I want to start creating a deficit, how can you, what is your advice? 20 other people are wondering the same thing.
Oh yeah. Now there was like, so it was so good. The questions they asked, I'm like, for sure, tons of people were, there was one about sleep. And she's like, when I don't sleep, I'm like, well, first of all, when you're not sleeping, we need to figure, like, there's a lot there that can happen. And like sleep is so important for you to be able to create a calorie deficit your way without feeling
Yes.
deprived. So sleep, figure out sleep. Let's like
Yeah.
start with that. Let's make that, a part of the experiment is learning how we can create a good system around sleep. Anyways, and it's just good conversations. It's just like,
Yes.
it's good to hear because maybe you're sleeping now, but next week you're not. So it'll, or next year or whatever. So now, okay. So we have our webinar. The link is in the show notes. We have a special coming out on September 1st that you guys don't want to miss. It's a promo. So you want to make sure that you guys, although this is coming out the Monday, hopefully you guys saw it yesterday. Shoot. But we definitely will have something special for those attending the webinar. So stay
Sign
tuned.
up for the webinar. If you are not currently a member,
Right,
sign up for the
right.
webinar.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Other than that, anything else? Any last words, Alicia?
Just love life right now.
Yes.
Hey,
Also, don't forget our capital show. If you're from the area, you deserve a good girls' night out. You deserve to have a night where you feel like alive and just like something different in your routine. That is exactly what we want for you, creating fun for you. Okay, have a fantastic day, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
bye.
Okay, the recording's done, I think. Oh my God, I hope this is still on. I'm ending the meeting. Bye, Leash.
Bye.